And welcome back to another set of short reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing numbers 279 through 270 on the Rolling Stones 500 greatest albums of all time. So number 279 is Aladdin, Sane by David Bowie. This is a pretty good album. Similar to how I felt about the last David Bowie album that I listened to. I couldn't say that it's spectacular. There's a lot of cool things to listen to and listen for, and I think the concept of the album can be, provide some interesting moments. So I'm going to give this a 3 out of 4. Number 278 is an anthology of American folk music compiled by Harry Smith in the 1950s. I was super interested to listen to this because I like folk music, I like sort of American roots music, and seeing how musical styles like that influence later styles. So I was looking forward to this, but I was unable to find it anywhere. So I couldn't listen to it, and I won't be reviewing it. Number 277 is Rhythm Nation 1814 by Janet Jackson. So I came into this album having very low expectations, and was pleasantly surprised that it's actually pretty good for a mid 1980s pop-ish album. The songs themselves are pretty fun for what they are. There's a lot of energy to them, and you can sort of feel the spirit of the time in these songs, and a pretty good performance by Janet throughout the album. It wasn't revelatory to me, but it was a fine listen, and I'm going to give it 2 out of 4. Number 276 is Mothership Connection by Parliament. Now, we've listened to these guys before. We heard Funkadelic, a long time ago, almost at the beginning of the year, and I loved it. So Parliament is a bunch of the same musicians. George Clinton, the same band leader. This album is not the best that funk has to offer, but it is solid. If you like kind of weird science fiction themes in your funk music, it's pretty out there, but it's fun to listen to, and it's pretty well done. I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 4. Number 275 is the Slim Shady LP by Eminem. Slim Shady? Eminem. It's by Eminem. Technically, this album is, it's not as epic or as clean as Eminem would become, but it's definitely a great start for the young artist. Extremely well done. Man, the content, whew, it's tough to listen to at times. Extremely violent, lots of disturbing imagery. So it's hard to know sometimes when he's talking literally and when he's talking figuratively. But overall, it's definitely adults only on this record.
And there's a dump truck.
There's dirt in the dump truck. Oh, hey. Okay, so despite the technical proficiency, I'm going to let this sit at a 2 out of 4, with a warning: if you're faint of heart or of spirit, skip it. If you have a strong constitution and you like to check out old rap, wow, this is old, then give it a shot. Number 274 is Nightbirds by LaBelle. This is a fantastic must-listen, absolutely riveting soul disco funk from the late 70s. Not a bad part on this album. Incredible performances by the singers and solid playing by the band. The arrangements are fantastic. Everything about this album, impressive and excellent. A 4 out of 4. Number 273 is Going to a Go-Go by Smoky Robinson and the Miracles. Another truly excellent example of soul. This is one of the smoothest records I've heard on this list. Incredible performances all around again. I have nothing to say about this album except you gotta listen to it. It's incredible. 4 out of 4. Number 272 is Dig Me Out by Sleater-Kinney. Sleater-Kinney is kind of like a indie rock girl group powerhouse. A lot of people really like their albums. It's undeniably powerful music. I feel the same way about this record and about Sleater-Kinney in general that I did about the first White Stripes album, which is that the lack of a bass guitar leaves it feeling a little empty, like there's 2 guitars and drums. You're so used to hearing the bottom end in music in general, the low end that is provided by a bass instrument, you really miss it in these songs. However, if you turn it up loud enough, which is I think how it's supposed to be listened to, you notice a little less. I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 4. Number 271 is The Beach Boys Today by, yes, The Beach Boys. So at this point in the Beach Boys' career, they had gone a little further than just singing about surfing, but the songs are still filled with a lot of joy, sort of that free California spirit. And despite that, there's still a depth to the songwriting and a complexity, an orchestral sound to the songs that you can really see where Brian Wilson was trying to take the sound of the group. Another record that's just a ton of fun to listen to. 4 out of 4. And number 270 is Some Girls by the Rolling Stones. Now, I generally have not been impressed by the Rolling Stones, but this is actually a good record. It sounds more like classic rock than the other albums of theirs I've heard, like just straight up rock. The singing is not great, but it's not awful, and the songs are pretty well done. I actually enjoyed listening to this album, and I'm going to give it a 2 out of 4. Well, as always, thank you for watching these short reviews. Leave me a comment, tell me what you thought about these albums if you had a chance to listen to them. I hope to see you next week when I have another set of 10 albums to review. So far it looks like it's going to be a good 10. See you then. I forgot to say in the last part, I am doing a live stream concert this Sunday and all the Sundays for the rest of the summer, starting at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to hear some music at a little mini concert, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel this Sunday. And I might have some goodies to give away for anyone who shows up. So hope to see you then.